there's really something to be said for the beauty of age. A lot of people that I know have a terribly fatalistic view about getting older, and people are morbid. It tends to be quite a common thing, actually, and it tends to rule a lot of people's lives. They feel like they're running out of time and it's going to be impossible to achieve what they want to achieve. It's a very lack mentality, actually, not an abundant one that you and I live by, which is why it's important to like and subscribe, because I do want to spread these positive messages. Can waste a lot of time thinking very, very destructive thoughts. But there's a computer game from the early 90s, and it's actually one particular game of a series of games in the Gabriel Knight series. Fabulous, really fabulous. And my favourite one that I play most frequently is the second one, Gabriel Knight and the Beast Within. And it's one of the full motion video games with actors in it. And a lot of the characters in it are German, because he's actually American, but he's got German relatives, big family castle, etc. And whenever I hear the people speaking German, or with the German accents, I'm always reminded of my German lessons that I took at school. And I remember there was this one time, it was when I was doing my GCSEs, which is just before you go into the final 2 years of what we in the UK call secondary school. In the rest of the world usually call it high school. And my teacher, Mrs. Wagner Not, you don't get more German than that, do you? And it was Not with a K. She pulled me aside one time and said, "Oh, the thing is, Martin, if you really revise, if you learn loads of vocabulary for your exams, you'll be able to get an A." And the funny thing is, obviously I was in my mid to late teens at this point, and just thinking the unbelievable pressure, because I didn't hate school, but I wasn't that bothered. I didn't really see this great sense of importance in any of it, frankly. I was much more interested, always have been and still am interested in creativity and being an artist and doing my own writing, all this kind of stuff. And at the time, it feels like, even if I didn't feel it was that important, the pressure that's put on young people is actually really, it's really overwhelming, And what you realise, I'm turning 43 in a matter of weeks, that all of these things, all of these things that you felt were so important, or even mildly important, you get to the point in life where I'm at now, realising that it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And we live in a way that, most people do, the prescribed way, going to school, university, jobs, promotions, house, all that stuff, feel like there's only one way to do things. And I think the benefit of age is that you realise if there's something that you really, really want and it's really meaningful to you, fills you with profound sense of purpose, there are 1,000,001 different ways that you can get to where you want to go. Never close yourself off. Never believe that there's a right way or a wrong way. There's only your way. You're a unique human being. We all are. I say 1,000,001 ways to get to your goals. No, there's a different way for every single human being that's ever existed, and however many people there have been in total on the planet. I think I looked this up many years ago to see how many people have there been in the whole of human history, And I think it came up with the figure of about 150 billion people that have ever existed. I mean, how they come up with these numbers, but it's certainly it's a lot. It's a lot of people, and another benefit I have to say of age is that you can relax. You can relax more, and it doesn't mean that you become less productive. You know, that you haven't got the opportunity of being creative. You have, and if you live life, I'm really starting to understand that the most important thing actually in the world is peacefulness. Because if you're stressed or you're anxious, you're not going to be fully immersed and fully present in whatever it is that you're doing. So we have this idea of, we conflate different ideas together, different traits. And when people hear the word relax, I know that I've done this as well, but I think when people hear the word relax, they feel that that's lazy somehow. So no, lazy and relaxed are very, very different things. And I actually wonder, we have these different words, but how meaningful actually are they? Do they matter? You know? Because laziness, I mean, couldn't it just be characterized as not doing anything, you know? Which is important. You know, we all need rest. Is it lazy to get into bed? Well, no, it's not. Getting into bed and sleeping really well is powerfully restorative. It's really essential for your health, you know? And I see on Twitter a lot of like really, really young men doing, you know, being entrepreneurial and pushing the envelope, and great, isn't it? Absolutely fantastic thing to do. But there's a lot of racing around, a lot, I have to say, of beating themselves up, you know? There are certain tweets that I see from, there's this really lovely young lad that I follow, that we both follow each other, called David. And I mean, he's a teenager, but there are some tweets that he puts out that are quite dark, you know? And we're all products to a certain extent of the time that we're born in. But yeah, I just think, learn to relax, learn to let the river carry you rather than trying to stop the river, which obviously you're never going to do. We talk about going with the flow, and some people can misconstrue that as being aimless, but it's like, no, let the universe carry you, and things do work out for the best. They do. Obviously, be doing things, be exploring, be curious and inquisitive, ask good questions, get on with things, do the things that you love, do the things that you enjoy. But don't worry that you're wasting time. Don't worry at all. Frankly, that's the goal, and I think that's what peacefulness is. Being able to actually sit with yourself and acknowledge the good things that you're doing, but also have the opportunity to just be amongst the things, to be in the world. Because it's in those moments of presence that actually fantastic inspiration strikes. Really does. I've started to notice that. And then when inspiration, you know, comes to you, good ideas, just implement it. Learn to enjoy and fall in love with the process. So thank you very much for listening. Please do like and subscribe and share to spread this very important message. And I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Ciao for now.